Good morning. I am Day. With these daily affirmations, reflections, devotions, and meditations, walk with me on the recovery journey of hope, renewal, resilience, and self reflection. And remember that you are not alone. Fair use. Strengthening my recovery, meditations for adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families. March 24th. Isolation. We learn that we cannot recover alone or in isolation. BRB, which means Big Red Book 516. We recover together, sharing the risk of sharing our stories. We risk rejection. We risk humiliation. We risk being afraid that our words won't make sense. We risk crying. We risk being angry. We risk healing. When we witness one another's pain and shame, those feelings lose their power over us. We break the chains that kept us dispirited, disempowered, disenfranchised, and isolated. Our group carries the collective grief that must no longer be borne alone. When our loss is brought to the meetings or to the telephone, we no longer cower in silence. We begin to grow wings. We create room in our hearts for hope and trust. We find our power, our center, and our compass. We create space for love, joy, peace, serenity, and our true selves. We find our higher power. We embrace our fellow travelers. We stand shoulder to shoulder, heart to heart, spirit to spirit, and bow our heads in gratitude to a higher power for giving us this program. We honor our courage to give the gift of recovery to ourselves. The affirmation reads, "On this day, I choose to co-create a healing sanctuary in my group, which gathers its strength from a power greater than our individual selves." Today, Emotions Anonymous, March 24th. Reflection for today. After working steps 1, 2, and 3, it is tempting to sit back and say, "Okay, I'll let go, you take over." This does not work. It is like having a well and saying, "Why am I thirsty?" A well has clear, cool, refreshing water, but the water must be pumped or drawn out. We must use our faith to do what we know is right. We must seek counsel, meditate, and work on the steps. In any case, this program does not call for giving up. It calls for surrender. We are endowed with unique qualities which can be used to make our life and the lives of others better. Part of faith is seeking these qualities and using them when we find them. The love and acceptance of the program is the oil and the fuel for the pump, which will draw this faith and these qualities up into the light for us. Meditation for today. I pray I may use my faith in order that I may grow. Today I will remember, faith is like a deep well. It has great potential but is worthless if not used. Just for today. Daily Meditations for Recovering Addicts, March 24th. Letting go of the past. It is not where we were that counts, but where we're going. Basic text, page 23. When we first find recovery, some of us feel shame or despair at calling ourselves addicts. In the early days, we may be filled with both fear and hope as we struggle to find new meaning in our lives. The past may seem inescapable and overpowering It may be hard to think of ourselves in any way other than the way we always have. While memories of the past can serve as reminders of what's waiting for us if we use again, they can also keep us stuck in a nightmare of shame and fear. Though it may be difficult to let go of these memories, each day in recovery can bring us that much farther away from our active addiction. Each day we can find more to look forward to and less to punish ourselves for. In recovery, all doors are open to us. We have many choices. Our new life is rich and full of promise. While we cannot forget the past, we don't have to live in it. We can move on. Just for today, I will pack my bags and move out of my past into a present filled with hope. Courage to Change, One Day at a Time in Al Anon, March 24th. I had a very difficult time believing that alcoholism was a disease. I was convinced that if they really wanted to, alcoholics could stop drinking. After all, I quit smoking. Wasn't it the same thing? Then one day, an Al Anon member likened active alcoholism to Alzheimer's disease. We see our loved ones slip away without their being aware of what's happening or being able to stop it. They look perfectly normal on the outside, but the sickness is progressing, and they become more and more irrational and difficult to be around. When they have lucid moments and once again seem to be themselves, we want to believe that they are well, but these moments pass and we despair. Before long, we find ourselves resenting the very people we once loved. I'll always be grateful to my friend because her explanation helped me to accept the reality of my situation. Once I did, it was much easier for me to separate the disease from the person. Today's reminder: when I accept that alcoholism is a disease, I am forced to face the fact that I am powerless over it. Only then can I gain the freedom to focus on my own spiritual growth. There is a quote from A Guide for the Family of the Alcoholic, and it reads: "A family member has no more right to state, 'If you loved me, you would not drink,' than the right to say, 'If you loved me, you would not have diabetes.' Excessive drinking is a symptom of the disease. It is a condition, not an act." Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members, March 24th. Active, not passive. Man is supposed to think and act. He wasn't made in God's image to be an automaton. As Bill sees it, page 55. Before I joined AA, I often did not think and reacted to people and situations. When not reacting, I acted in a mechanical fashion. After joining AA, I started seeking daily guidance from a power greater than myself and learning to listen for that guidance. Then I began to make decisions and act on them rather than react to them. The results have been constructive. I no longer allow others to make decisions for me and then criticize me for it. Today and every day, with a heart full of gratitude and a desire for God's will to be done through me, my life is worth sharing, especially with my fellow alcoholics. Above all, if I do not make a religion out of anything, even AA, then I can be an open channel for God's expression. DHB, which means Devotion, Health, and Beauty, Recovery Network, daily affirmations, reflections, devotions, and meditations. Please share, subscribe, like, and most of all, be the you that you are created to be, one day at a time.